Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alright, is it obvious I'm wearing the same outfit? Yes it is, because you guys know I do batch recording. So, with that said, today we're going to talk about part 2 of our massive, ginormous, big, large, grande empties. So if you haven't watched part 1 already, I'll put an iCard up here or here somewhere. That way you guys can watch part 1 of this huge, massive unboxing. I mean, if you take a look at the box, it's a pretty big box. And I have a lot of empties, a lot of old products that I'm not using anymore. So we're going through it one by one, making this a series. So this here is part 2. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start this video. But if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe. Down below is the red button. And if you haven't already, click on that notification bell. That way, when I upload, you are notified. You won't miss out on such spectacular videos. And yeah, share it with your friends, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your pet, your dog. Alright, let's get started. So, in today's massive empty video, part 2, I decided to grab a handful of makeup that is kind of in like the same category. That way we're kind of like, you know, working in the same category. You get what I'm saying? We're in the same category. So yeah. So the first product I want to talk about is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this is for hydrating. So if you're looking for a nice hydrating primer for your face before you put on your foundation, the Smashbox Hydrating Primer is definitely a nice one to grab. I mean, hence the word hydrating on the package itself. That should tell you immediately that it's going to be a nice hydrating primer. And on top of that, at least for me, my skin type is dry, it's dehydrated, it's, you know, really, there is no oil in it, which is really sucks. I wish I had oily skin, but I don't. I have dry, I have somewhat textured, you know, dehydrated skin type. So with that said, this does an excellent job with my skin type. And after I put this on and then put my foundation on, I noticed my foundation, it doesn't slip and slide. I'm sure that might be a concern for some people. So using this, at least for me, it didn't slip and slide and, like, you know, get all over my face. However, I have a bunch of primers that I use, and as I'm using them, this just got old and it's just time to go. But I do highly recommend this. I love it. Smashbox makes some amazing primers. They have a whole bunch of other primers that you can try, not just the hydrating one. So yeah, Smashbox is going in the bin, but I give it all the love. All the love. This just all the love. You get me? Speaking of Smashbox, we have a little mini sample size of what I want to call their, I guess they're like standard original Smashbox primer. So this is their Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and this is for oil free. It is oil free, yes. And as you can tell, I did use a good amount of it. Still a little bit left, but I used a good chunk of it. And again, Smashbox makes great primers, you guys. So if you're kind of feeling iffy about the hydrating primer I mentioned just now, go ahead and grab like their original one and see how you like it. Oh, I just dropped it. Alright, so like I was saying, go ahead and grab their original one and maybe even like ask for a little sample. You know what, as a matter of fact, go to like Sephora or Ulta, wherever Smashbox is sold, and ask for samples of each one of their primers. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with asking for samples. So go ahead and ask for samples and test it out at home and see which one works best for your skin. Since we are on the Smashbox train, let me tell you another Smashbox primer. But this time, this is the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. So this is a primer for your eyes. As you guys can tell, I love me some Smashbox. Alright, so here is a little mini Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. Alright, so this shadow primer right here, number one, it is a great product. Alright, Smashbox, like I said earlier, they do make some really nice products, and especially in their primer department, I feel like they do a good job. Alright, so I've had no issues with them. However, I've noticed using this, Normally, like if I'm using like a primer, I'm like kind of like lopping it on my eyes, you know, making sure my eyes are coated. I want my shadow to stick and stay and last all night, even till the next day. You know what I mean? Like wake up and still have perfect makeup. But then again, that would never happen in my book, because if you guys know me, I wash my face at night before I sleep every single day. Alright, so that won't happen. But, you know, I'm just saying, this works, alright? So, normally I'll put like a glop of primer on, but for this, you guys, you only need a little pea size. A little tiny will go a long way. Take a little tiny pea size, put it on your eyelid, and go about putting on your shadows. That will work just fine, perfectly, and I mean, is it really 24 hours? I don't know. You go test it out and tell me if your shadow stays on for 24 hours. But does it really last pretty much all day from when you wake up in the morning, put your makeup on, and then you go to sleep? Like all day? You know what I mean? Like real life all day? Yes, it does. It keeps your shadows in place, and what more could you want, right? So, Smashbox, again, another Smashbox product. I do recommend, grab one. Try it out first. You ask for a sample if you're too scared to. So, yeah. Speaking of eyeshadow primers, we're done with Smashbox, you guys. Nothing wrong with Smashbox. We're done. We're going to jump into Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This is their 24-hour plus anti-crease eyeshadow primer. Alright, so with this eyeshadow primer, I mean, it was a nice eyeshadow primer, don't get me wrong. It did its job, but it kind of felt like there was like some type of like extra oil in there or something. I'm not too sure exactly what the formula is, but when I used it, I found myself having to kind of like mush it around and squish it around to make sure the product was well mixed. It's just always been like that when I got it, so I wasn't too sure what that was about. But, I mean, once that was all mixed well and I put it on, I mean, it did hold my eyeshadow well, but I did find, at times, really rare, a little bit of creasing. I wasn't too sure why. I mean, normally my eyelids are super dry, so my whole face is dry. It's like the Sahara Desert. So, I mean, I wasn't sure what was going on. So, I'm guessing it was some type of oil, or I have no clue, but you know, just, you know, a little guess here and there. But anyway, I had to mix it in a little bit and then apply it to my eye and put on my shadow. So if I'm being wholeheartedly honest with you guys, did I love this product? Did I love it? I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I mean, I liked it. You know, you get what I'm saying? I liked it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not a bad eyeshadow primer. I mean, I mainly picked it up because, I mean, the name, Shadow Insurance, come on. I mean, Shadow Insurance, does that not grab your attention? And on top of that, it says 24-hour plus anti-crease. Yeah. I mean, I did experience a little bit of creasing, so I would have to say my favorite primer for my eyes, like above all of this, which is not in this pile right now, would have to be Urban Decay. They make some amazing eyeshadow primers, and that's just, I'm just sticking to that. Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I love it. I love them. They're amazing. So, do I recommend this? Maybe for some people it might work great, so I can't not recommend it, but for my eyes, I'll give it a second chance. You know, I never not give products of any sort, makeup or not, a second chance. So yeah, I'll give it a second chance and see what happens. Maybe the one I bought was just kind of like a fluke. Who knows? I don't know. So I'll give it a second chance. So do I recommend it? I don't know. You tell me. Would you buy one? Let me know down below in the comment section. So our next eyeshadow primer is an affordable one, and we have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. Number one, let's just state the obvious, Wet n Wild, affordable. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure affordability, you know, not having to spend so much money is a good thing, right? So anything affordable is a plus in my book. So Wet n Wild, A+. Alright, so this eyeshadow primer, let me just start off by saying you can go to your local Walmart or go online, wetandwild.com. Is that their website? I have no idea. But go to Walmart and you can grab this for a little less than $5. Probably like a little bit over $5 if you add tax to it. But you know, $5, give or take a little bit, that is a complete steal. Nice and cheap. And on top of that, from my experience, this worked nice. Really well, alright? I mean, when you put it on, it's a little bit like whitish, if you will, but that didn't really bother me. Just go ahead and like blend it in nicely. It is a bit creamier, in my opinion. Again, that didn't bother me. I just blended it in. You had to like kind of work it in just a tad bit, but after that, put on your shadow, do your thing, your eyeliner, whatever you want to do, and you're good to go, alright? You can't beat it for $5, okay? For $5, that's a pretty good price. And you're getting like how much? How much is in here? 0.34 fluid ounces. So you're getting like a good amount in here, a nice amount. And on top of that, if you're curious, it is cruelty free. So this is a nice buy because it's affordable and it works. My last and final primer is the Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Complexion Primer Potion. You guys, if you're looking to fill in those large pores or just kind of like minimize your fine lines and just look nice and smooth and poreless, wrinkle free, or whatever you want to call it, all that good stuff, this is your best friend. This is your buddy, your ride or die. This is your best friend, alright? So, number one, when you use this, you want to kind of like make sure it's pretty thick, first of all. It's like a nice thick cream. So when you put it on your face, go ahead and put it on and thin it out, okay? Don't put like a huge glop on. Go ahead and put little by little. You can always add more if you need to, but you really don't need that much. Kind of thin it out just a bit, like so, you know, wherever you want to put it. Make sure it's a nice thin layer, and then go ahead and do the rest of your makeup. Because if you don't thin it out and you put your makeup on, you might get that, you know, a splotchiness. It might not work right for you. So just a word of advice from me to you. You're welcome. Thin it out, alright? So, do I recommend this? I do. Again, like I said earlier, I love Urban Decay, and yeah, there really isn't any bad thing to say about it. But, like I said earlier, if you don't thin it out, then you might experience some splotchiness, you might experience some creasing, which is what we don't want to get. You get what I'm saying? So when you put this on, it's nice and thick and creamy. Put it on your face, take your time, thin it out, you know, work it in, and then put on your makeup. You get me? Alright? So, you guys, that is pretty much it for part 2 of our massive, ginormous, grande empties, makeup empties. Alright, so stick around for part 3. Who knows when I'm gonna upload that, because the box is pretty big. Alright, it is pretty big. So stick around for part 3. This was part 2. If you haven't watched part 1 already, it is up on the iCard somewhere on the screen. And that's it, you guys. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me down below what your favorite primer is, whether it's for your eyes, your face, your eyelashes. They do have lash primers, you guys, so comment down below. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, join the Kwak fam, and what else? Oh, tap on that notification bell. Alright, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you can be part of the notification members only team. You get me? So when you're part of the members only for notification bell, then you get a chance to win something nice. Alright, so who doesn't like winning nice stuff? I mean, I do. Alright, so that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, wherever you are. I'll talk to you next time. Alright, bye!